Hi guys, and welcome back. Today on the French Cooking Academy we're gonna talk about the button mushroom. Yes, it's one of those little common vegetables that everybody eats. What do we know about common mushroom, also called the champignon de Paris, the Paris mushroom? It's actually just rich in vitamin D, and a lot of people are eating them, especially the Chinese people. 70% of the global production around the world is done by Chinese people. Can you imagine this? Even though this is called Paris mushroom, and here they are. But such a little thing, but beautiful. If you smell it, you know, you smell the soil. You know, like the forest. I grew up in the countryside, and I can tell you, mushrooms, really good French fries. There's nothing better than that. But anyway, we're just gonna go through a quick technical video showing you exactly how to cut these mushrooms in 4 distinctive ways for French cooking. Okay, so I see you then, and let's cut some mushrooms. All right, so let's come back with our mushrooms. So we're gonna prepare them. The first thing we're gonna do, as you can see here, I've got this nice little button mushroom from before. The first thing, you have to wash them immediately, but not too long. That's very important. Otherwise, they become very like sponges, and you really don't want this. Now, if you look at those mushrooms, they are pretty clean already now in supermarkets, and the end of the stems have been cut off already. A lot of time in France you can get them, there's a lot of dirt and a lot of sand. So the first thing from our book, what you need to do, usually you have to take the initial mushroom, even like this, and kind of shape, you shape the end of the stem a bit like you will shape a pencil. You can see that kind of pencil shape. That's how it's supposed to be, and then you will plunge it in water. So basically, give them a bit of a shape here. Some of them, honestly, you just can cut the stem off because there's really not much. So to win some time, we're just gonna take some of the stem off and give them just a little wash. Okay, so another one, we do quickly, another one here, bang, done. Okay, on the side here, not sure if you can see, you have basically a container with water. The important thing here is to wash your mushrooms many times to remove all the dirt and all the sand that can be on the mushroom. These are fairly clean, like I said, like nowadays in modern time, they are less and less dirty. So basically, you make sure there's nothing on there. You can brush them a little bit. The biggest enemy is the sand. That's really, really what you don't want. Now, when you finish washing them, one piece of advice, do not take your water container and pour it down like that, because the sand will go back on the mushroom. What you do, you actually scoop the mushrooms out of the water, okay, like that. Give them a bit of a rinse, and you put them back here. Done. Bit of paper towel. As always, don't use tea towels. And you're done. We can, if you want, you can use some paper towel to kind of dry a little bit the mushroom if they're a little bit too wet. A bit of TLC, never hurts. And there you go. You got your mushroom ready on here. Okay, the next step. We got 4 basic cuts for these mushrooms. The first one, very simple. You have to cut the stem straight off. So you'll go on here, cut the stem. We discard it in our container for the peels. Always have the container. Okay, we get the flat mushroom. The cut anyone knows, the very standard quarters of mushrooms. Very easy. You first remove the stem, put the mushroom flat on the chopping board. 1 cut. 2 cuts. Okay, these are quartered mushrooms. The next one we're gonna do, you take another one. This one is fairly flat. It's called how to scallop mushrooms. Basically, you do the same. It's usually used for larger mushroom that when you make quarters, they kind of become big. So the way you do it, you take your mushroom flat, you make an incision on a diagonal on the side, okay, like that. It's not straight. You turn the mushroom 90 degrees and then you repeat the process again. And then you got slightly different quarters. The good thing with this is that you could repeat the process. So let's take this one. Like I said, it's more suited for larger mushroom, that you could basically do a few slices on the side. 1, 2, even 3. Slice on the side like that, and then you'll go 1, 2. In some use, you see, you have some kind of different styles of quarter mushrooms. Very handy, okay? This is nice and clean, small mushrooms. This is called scalloped mushrooms. You know, it depends on the use you make. Right. Okay, so we got already 2 basic cuts. The other one, that's usually do with larger mushroom. Unfortunately, on this demonstration, I don't really have, is that you will take the mushroom like this and you just try to get basically some slices of the actual head of the mushroom. And this exercise, you see, is trying to get just some of the white of the mushrooms. So we're just going to leave the excess. Now, of course, this is not working very well in this instance because the mushrooms I've got here, unfortunately, I didn't find any larger ones. This one is not great, as you can see. Anyway, the idea is basically always the same. If you have larger mushrooms, you will go back to that kind of squarish idea of getting your mushroom, and you will set it up in like little sticks, you see? Okay, so you've got basically like little sticks of mushroom. They will be longer if you have a larger mushroom, and they're like little, you know, French fry style that you can use in some dish. You can sprinkle them and you can do all sorts of things. All right, so there you have it as a third one. The other one we're gonna do, usually you will take the same kind of cut. Okay, so here I'll just for demonstration just make something a bit, and then you're gonna do these blocks we've seen with the carrots, and we're gonna go and do a brunoise, which are just squares of mushrooms. Okay, and there we go. And if I want to have more, I can borrow a little bit of those, you see, and try to work always with similar size. Anyway, you get the idea. Just this is a brunoise of mushrooms. Very simple, nothing complicated, but the most important to remember is that the taste you will get from certain cuts makes the difference. It's not always the same about having a quarter mushroom in your dish and having a few little cubes of mushroom. That's going to give you a little hint of flavor, a little mushroomy flavor, but just a little bit. This is going to be a nice big chunk. You're going to chew on it, you know. You get a nice, solid, fresh tasting mushroom. And for longer stews, you know, this is going to dissipate and melt. Well, this one is going to stay for some time in your dish. But there we go. There we have it. 4 ways of cutting the mushroom. Quarter mushroom, scallop mushroom. Then we got a kind of a simile of a julienne of mushroom. And you got the brunoise, which is like just basically little square of mushroom that you can use in soup and decoration and to make some nice pretty plates. And there you have it. So a bit of a clean here, and we are done. So I hope you've learned something today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.